you were saying that even in the focusing world, that there's, I can't remember how you said it, but like an underappreciation of what the felt sense actually is.
Yeah. That's a statement I'm willing to hang my hat on. Of course, it's a generalization
Yeah.
because focusing world is a bunch of individuals.
Yeah.
But for example, you see, this is why I found neuroscience and Ian McGilchrist's work really, really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
There is this tendency to be a bit over literal about the body,
Mm-hmm.
and keep talking about, listening to the body. Yes, we do listen to the body, but I think we overdo it sometimes. And I think what we're really doing in focusing is switching from a left hemisphere attention mode to a right hemisphere attention mode. And the easy way to do that is to center your awareness in your body. And then it opens up this whole very different world of the right hemisphere, which
Mm-hmm.
is such a wonderful relief from all the left hemisphere driven stuff
Mm-hmm.
that we inevitably do and get involved in living our daily lives. So if we could understand that we're talking about what in my book, I say is a right brain and body ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing. Think of it as one thing working together.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get over obsessed with your physical sensations in your body or where in your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's valuable to some extent, but only to some extent.
Yeah.
Just allow your attention to center in your body. I think there are a lot of places we can go where maybe we haven't been so far.
I'm reminded of one of the things you emphasize in your book, which is, I think it comes from McGilchrist, where you're talking about the right brain, if I remember correctly, being kind of almost like holding the background, the larger picture of things, and the left brain being more foreground.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if in the focusing process, for example, if I'm in touch with a felt sense, it has that holistic sense to it. It feels like it has in it more than I could ever pin down or say.
Mm-hmm.
And yet there's moments where it kind of focuses into something more like uh, a foreground sort of word or memory or something that, and the whole body kind of responds and there's a shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if at that moment, the background and the foreground, the left and the right are working together and sort of communicating with each other. The problem then is when the focuser grabs what came as a word or something and wants to hold on to it rather than opening up to the whole process again.
Yes. Well, I think what you're describing there, that whole shift that comes,
Yeah.
that's a right hemisphere, a right brain biased or dominant sort of process.
Yeah.
And the right brain is dominant for emotional arousal in the body
Okay.
and in the brain, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So in letting go to what wants to happen from inside, that arousal drops down, which then releases whatever wants to come, maybe tears, maybe things, words that we haven't said before. And there's that process. And then, of course, the left hemisphere at some point, and maybe quite early on, wants to, as you say, grasp it.
Yeah.
And McGilchrist makes this point that the left hemisphere is biased for grasping not only my tea mug, but for grasping concepts and ideas.
Yes.
And that's, as we know, it can happen in focusing. People get too hooked on, and they sort of go off on a mental trip. So part of learning the art of focusing is it not, that including the left hemisphere, articulating some of it, but keep coming back to the new felt sense
Yeah.
that's there, having said that.
Yeah.